prosecution on the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte. As I've said, we have both the prosecution and the defense. And now we're joined live by Attorney Michael Poa, spokesperson of the defense team.
Finally,
thank you.
Finally.
I meet you in person. All right, finally. Well, first of all, I think you know that you got, in a way, rave reviews that you were the one appointed to speak head-to-head with Representative Chel Diokno, who you know also got rave reviews.
Yes.
Right? So number one, is it now the defense's strategy that, I don't know, nagbago ba ng strategiya? Calmness na ba ang strategy na yun? Kasi ang kalmado mong tao eh.
Well, Ms. Karen, to be very candid about it, different styles lang talaga kami ng mga abogado, no? So there are, styles na medyo mas aggressive, may styles na mas kalmado. Siguro nataon lang, it's really a privilege for me as well, no? Na makatapat ko rin si Attorney Diokno or si Representative Diokno. So naging ganun yung, kumbaga, takbo ng oral argument. But that's not
and
to
you
say...
made good arguments.
Thank you, ma'am.
You
Thank you.
stated sections of the law wherein impeachment was not even mentioned.
As an exception,
Yes.
yes. Well, thank you. Well, it was really something that we didn't plan, to be honest, because we did not know that it was going to be Representative Diokno on the other side. Also, kami, we were very mum about telling the media on who will be arguing. That has always been our strategy, not to tell who will be on deck for that day. So nagkataon lang talaga, and obviously I'm very thankful for everyone who has given their support.
Now, looking back at it now, you made really good arguments, but ang totoo kasi, may precedent na eh. Kumbaga, nagbigay na ang korte nung panahon ni Corona ng sabina.
Apo.
So now, tapos na ito, nagbigay na korte, but honestly speaking now, do you think it was a lost cause? Because it was done. And true enough, Chel Diokno made that argument.
Yes.
Binanggit pa niya yung mga senador na humingi ng sabina. Diba?
That was actually a good point on his part, let's be fair, no? But on my part naman, no, I did not think it was a lost cause. Why? Because although, yes, meron tayong precedent in terms of the Corona impeachment, my point there was, from the time Corona impeachment occurred to what's happening now, there were things in the interim, supervening things in the interim. For example, what I mentioned about the AMLAC, na yung Section 8A,
Yes.
that wasn't there kasi during the time of former Chief Justice Coronel's trial.
Yeah.
It only came about 2021. So, ang point ko lang, ang main thrust ko no, of course, this is no longer going to the merits kasi
Yes,
tapos
of
na yung
course, tapos na
napag-usapan
to.
na.
Oo.
So, yung point ko lang naman nun is to show that from that time to this time, marami ng pagbabago. Two things, no? One would be yung pagbabago sa batas, which is the amendment to, again, the AMLAC, no, the AMLA. And then secondly, because of the Duterte versus HOR decision
Yes.
last year, which basically framed and defined what impeachable offenses are. So, to be honest, I thought we had a fair chance, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And sa akin, respetuhin natin yung, kasi yun yung point namin di ba, na we are a country or a nation governed by rules and laws, and so kung yan ang naging desisyon ng impeachment court, we'd gladly submit to it. But of course, we have to say that colatilla, that without prejudice to any legal remedies that our client can avail when you get these adverse rulings.
Okay. Now, Attorney Michael Poa, what do you tell the public na ang pananaw, especially when you open social media, kung walang itatago ang vice-presidente, kusa niyang ilalabas, di ba? Kumbaga, unnecessary lahat ito if the vice president felt, we have nothing to hide, me and my husband, here are our tax records. Because technically, she can waive it. Here are our bank records, di ba? Wala kong tinatagong yaman o anuman.
Well, first and foremost, I have to premise my answer with saying I do understand that sentiment from the public. Natural, no, na ganun yung nagiging sentimento. Pero at the risk of sounding too technical, ang point...
Pwede ka mag-Tagalog.
Opo, ang punto naman namin kasi is, ano ba ang legal principle sa sistema natin? It's presumption of innocence. So kung sinong nag-aakusa, sinong may aligasyon, siya dapat yung magpakita ng ebidensya. And so ang punto lang namin is, kung meron talaga kayong mga ebidensya to support your allegations, kayo yung maglabas. Hindi naman pwedeng sabihin natin na lang na, ay, sa tingin ko may ginawa kang pagkakamali, ikaw na maglabas ng mga ebidensya. Kasi kung wala ka namang tinatago, hindi mo yan pipigilan. Which I think is sort of runs contrary to the principle of presumption of innocence. Second, kung ganun na rin lang, huwag na tayo mag-search warrant, huwag na rin tayo mag all of these compulsory processes kasi ang parating hamon naman pala is dapat yung defense yung nagbibigay ng ebidensya, which although I understand that that may not be a popular thing to say, that is the legal system, and as lawyers we have to protect our client with whatever protections are afforded by law.
Now, this isn't just a legal exercise. I've said this also to Attorney Ligutan. This is a political exercise. So you have the senator judges who will vote.
Yes.
Technically, they're not judges in other countries. They're just senators in an impeachment trial.
Yes, yes.
So a lot of them aren't lawyers, which is okay.
yeah.
Hindi naman kailangan
Opo.
abogado po ang isang senador. Pero how would the defense win over senator judges who are not yet leaning towards the vice president? Diba? What argument would you make?
Well, two things, no? One is syempre yung ebidensya na may ipapakita. That's very important in any proceeding. Even in a sui generis proceeding, kasi nga yung linya na sui generis, diba? Because we all know it's both legal, constitutional, and even political, no? To a huge extent. But secondly, I think it's also laymanizing things. No, I think that's very important. That's why when I delivered the oral arguments, sinubukan ko talagang magpasok ng Tagalog, simplihan yung mga bagay. And even during the question and answer, interpellation ng mga senators, I tried to simplify things. Kasi nga, hindi naman talaga importante na maging abogado ka para maging senator judge ka. Lalong-lalo na, we have people like former SP Tito Soto, who has been through how many impeachment trials, diba? So, ang parati ko sasabi, hindi importante na abogado. Pero, we have to make them understand the technical rules and try to laymanise everything. At makita nila to a certain extent na, okay, so hindi naman pala napatunayan na meron talagang ganito or meron talagang ganyan. It's
So,
really something that's important. And
Okay.
also public opinion matters.
Yes, public opinion matters the most here.
Yes.
Okay, so how would you make the public understand? Number one, sa grave threats tayo. Sinabi ng prosecution, tapos na po yun, no, na ipresenta na yung article na yun ng prosecution. Ang sinabi ng prosecution is, the threat itself is already a criminal act. Yung mismong pagbanta niya, hindi kailangang patunayan na may kinontak na assassin, may hinire na assassin, naging operative na yung utos, hindi daw kailangan nun. The mere fact she threatened the president is enough.
Again, it's very difficult. I'm skirting
Go ahead.
contempt all the time, so I'll try to be as vague as possible with, at least answering your question. The mere characterization of it as a threat or banta, that is basically what we are putting at issue.
So para sa'yo, hindi ba na yun?
Para sa depensa, hindi.
Oo,
How?
ano yun?
Bakit? We will show through our
It's your
evidence in
turn.
chief.
Oo.
But sa amin kasi, if you read, I mean not read, but if you view that a few seconds of that clip, naintindihan natin bakit sinasabi banta. And that's why we wanted to show context, not only during that time, no, but even previous instances probably leading to that event, to show there's context and to show na kaya namin sinasabi na hindi natin pwedeng i-conclude na banta yun. No?
So sinabi ni Presiding Officer Escudero, iba ang ibig sabihin ng banta at babala. Di ba? May
Exactly,
definition
yes,
pa siya.
yes.
So attorney, anong stand ng defense? Ano yun? Babala ba yun?
Huwag muna ngayon.
Wag muna.
Karen,
Oo.
huwag muna ngayon.
Oo.
But, I mean, sa amin talaga, it's really the characterization of banta. So, could be babala, could be something else. That's something we're ready to show. No? Whether we will be able to convince the impeachment court or, of course, the general public, which you mentioned is most important, that's the task of the defense. No? And
Okay.
hopefully we'll be
Dapat
able to.
ipaliwanag rin natin sa publiko kasi yung sistema nito iba. So tapos na ang prosecution magpresenta ng grave threats.
Opo.
Pero hindi kayo ang susunod na sasagot at magpipresenta.
Opo, yun nga po eh.
Yeah.
Ang unang ang sistema, although there are discussions on ano yung tamang sequence, no?
Kasi baka makalimutan na ng publiko yung argument dito.
Opo. So we understand that sentiment. In fact, that was one of also the things we discussed internally as a team,
Yeah.
di ba? Parang paano kaya
Parang
ang
babalik ka
diskarte
doon
dito.
sa una.
So I think there are talks but I cannot disclose anything just yet. But yun nga po, ang sistema para sa kalaman
sa
natin mga
publiko
kababayan
natin to, oo.
is right now, if it's status quo, is dire-diretso yan, article per article prosecution. Pagkatapos nun, once they rest their case o kung tapos na sila, depende naman. So we're thinking about what, let's say 3 months, 2 months for the prosecution, then another 2-3 months for the defense. So it's something that I think both parties will have to think about, the impeachment court will have to think about. I think there are discussions, but I cannot fully disclose kung ano pa muna yun. But in any case,
What would benefit both? Huwag lang kayo.
may,
Both.
may pros and cons yan eh. May pros and cons yan. Because on the one hand, pag nagsagutan kayo, medyo settled yung, kumbaga nag-join na yung issue, settled na.
Tapos na yun.
Medyo makapapaisip na yung senator judges, even the public, kung nasagot ba o hindi. On the other hand, kung ganun naman, defense will have the last say in a way, di ba? But that doesn't mean we'll win because it still depends on how we present the case. Kasi kahit naman we have the last say, pero kung walang laman yung nasabi namin, di wala rin. So, there are pros and
Posibleng
cons.
magbago ba? Yung schedule?
I think that's something up to the impeachment court to no. But
pero
there are
next week kasi
discussions.
second article na eh.
Opo. So we'll see. We'll see.
you'll
There are
see.
things that I cannot disclose yet as of this time kasi mga private conversations lang between lawyers.
Okay.
So but tingnan natin kung ano yung
Alright.
mangyari. But both, to be honest, may pros and cons yan. Both.
Okay, so Attorney Michael Powano, to be fair, what do you believe was the weakness of the prosecution with grave threats? To be fair, what do you believe was the weakness of the prosecution with grave threats?
I really don't want to comment on the weakness of
What
the
weren't
other
they
man.
able to prove?
Siyempre sa atin, we're going to say na hindi pa na-establish na talagang banta yun. Diba? That's one thing. Now, whether our position is correct, it's really up to the appreciation
Just
of the
give me your
impeachment
side. That's what's
Opo,
important here.
opo.
Because Attorney Ligutan gave me his side. So you don't have to...
Sa amin, yun lang. Sa amin yun lang na hindi pa naman na-establish na talagang banta yun nangyari. I always say, we cannot deny the utterance. Magbobolahan tayo dyan eh pag sinabi natin,
kasi may
totoo ba
video
yung
eh.
utterance? O pati ba yung utterance, deny natin? Hindi naman ganun ang takbo ng defense. But it's really more of the context. Yun yung gusto namin. Na hindi siya banta. And for us, of course, hindi pa na-establish yun. Especially because we haven't had our chance to present our evidence.
Okay. Now, is personal knowledge on hiring an actual contractor to allegedly kill the president, is that for you vital for the prosecution to prove? Because they keep saying it is not.
I'll be objective. For if ang allegation is threat, hindi
Grave.
naman, or
Grave.
grave threat,
Okay.
or grave, whether grave or less grave threat or less serious threat, I mean, hindi. Hindi naman siya vital. It's really, meron ba talagang threat? I think that's the vital part, I mean, I've always stood in a position wherein we don't blur the lines regardless of our advocacies, at least for the greater public and those studying law, no? Hindi naman siya elemento ng grave threat. Of course, if there is really a contracted assassin, kaya nga yun ang takbo ng tanong namin kahapon, ano ba yung if the testimony is about a contracted assassin, what's the point? Kasi meron ng allegations sa impeachment, articles of impeachment na threat yung issue, no? So, magre-revolve lang dapat talaga tayo kung meron nga bang banta o wala. Now, to your question, of course, pag meron kang nasabing assassin to the minds of the public, parang there was really a plan,
Parang
etc.
totoo na yun.
Pero as far as simple lang tayo, yung threat lang mismo, or grave threat yan, I don't think it's vital.
Okay. It's not vital for you, but would this make this an impeachable offense? Meaning, how would you argue that, okay, nagbanta, well, hindi nyo nga sinasabi nagbanta, nasabi yun ni Vice President Sara Duterte, pero hindi siya dapat tanggalin sa kanyang opisina dahil doon. How would you make that argument to senator judges?
I'll be direct because hindi siya banta. Yun lang yun. Kasi ang hirap, Miss Karen, and I hope you indulge me with this, mahirap magsabi kung ang banta is already, syempre sa amin ang posisyon that doesn't rise to the level of an impeachable offense, diba? But it's a political question in a way. No?
It is.
Because it will depend on the senator judges on how they appreciate that. And if they think simply making a threat against, syempre, the officials of our land is already an impeachable offense, that's up to them eh. So I'm not here to say, kasi that's really a discretion of the impeachment court. That's well within their wisdom. So sa amin lang, our target is to really show na, okay, banta, whether it's not, even if we believe that doesn't rise to the level of an impeachable offense, we never know how the impeachment court will appreciate that. So point natin is, hindi siya banta.
Now, the impeachment is about the accountability and the fitness of a public official. The prosecution presented videos of former Mayor Sara Duterte punching a sheriff. In fact, I asked the prosecution, why didn't they build up on the supposedly violent character of the Dutertes as a whole, establish that? They believe that they have. How would you argue that she is still fit for office ngayong number one? Pasensya ka na, Algo.
Opo, yes.
Ang tatay niya nasa ICC. Yan ang, ito yung magiging tatay niya nasa ICC. Ang alegasyon na ang daming pinatay. Ang vice-presidente na to ng nananakit, ng bubugbog. So when you look at grave threats, it's not just about that one statement. It becomes about her character.
I understand that. I'll do probably one legal point as well with my answer. The first point there is context pa rin dun sa nangyari back in the day, yung nangyari with the sheriff. No? I think context is important, which I think Senator Bongo yesterday during his time explained to the public ano ba talaga yung nangyari doon. What was she protecting at that time?
And bagitin na natin, galit siya na dinidemolish yung bahay ng mga
informal settlers na may usapan on a certain thing to give them some time. No?
Na-anchor ako kasi naalala ko. Okay.
And then secondly, doon naman sa kay former president, we don't want to prejudge that case also because everyone's presumed innocent until proven guilty, and we don't know kung ano yung motivation behind him being sent to the ICC without going to the politics of everything. And thirdly, yung na-mention ko rin during the oral arguments, ano ba ang sinasabi ng Korte Suprema na impeachable offense? It's acts or omissions committed while someone is occupying an impeachable office and in relation to that office. So yan yung punto na parati naming pinaglalaban. Kasi yung previous acts, I understand integrity. I mean, that's a constitutional value. I can't deny that all of our public officials need to have integrity, diba? In fact, lahat tayo. But let's not confuse constitutional values with constitutional jurisdiction. Meaning, ano ba yung paglilitis ngayon? Impeachable offense, di ba? So ano yung impeachable offense? So yan na nga, yan ang nasabi ng Supreme Court in relation to their office as an impeachable officer. Nung mga panahon na yun, hindi pa naman siya impeachable officer. And plus, not only that, we don't want to discount that, but also proper context on kung ano yung mga surrounding circumstances kung bakit may mga ganung nangyari sa kanya.
So para sa'yo, context is important?
Yes, context is important in every stage, actually, even with the prosecutions, with their evidence, with our evidence.
But impeachment is also about, as I've said, it's not legal. It's the hearts and minds of the people.
Yes.
How will the defense dispel fears when it comes to the Duterte brand? At the end of the day, that's what's being established with grave threats. Character, gusto nyo pa ba ng ganyan na opisyal? How would you battle that out? It's televised.
Yes. Well, in a way, we have to show na hindi what she's being portrayed as is actually not what she is. No?
So what is she? Tell us.
To me, when I've worked with her,
You did?
to be honest, yung nasabi nga nung minsan, nabato ako ng laptop di ba? That's not true. Totally not true. Hindi ako nabato ng laptop or anything. I've never seen her done that. She's never been violent. She's never even raised her voice at me. And I know some people might not believe me, but that's the truth. I was working with her since DepEd 2022. That was the first time I met her. So at that point, I never had any personal bias because I didn't have any connection with the Vice President prior to that. And I really saw the real person that she is, very decisive. She knows what she wants, and that's what you need from a leader. And to be honest, I've never seen any outbursts or outrage. No? Now, if they're saying that because of that press conference way back in the infamous press conference, they considered that as an outburst, then that's why we need to show context on why that happened. It's not her character kasi. So that's something we need to successfully show to the public.
Okay, so let's move on from this. There's been criticism also, forgive me for bringing this up,
Yes, of course.
that the defense was weak. I mean, the performance, okay, I don't mean to insult any of your colleagues,
Okay
but
lang.
many were surprised that it didn't have more senior lawyers on the floor, and some felt, I mean, not you personally, but there were criticisms of, sana galingan naman nila. May mga ganun. I mean, pasensya ka na, attorney. I'm sure nakita mo naman yun, no? Will the defense change its strategy? Or how would you assess, how the first article went,
Well,
the cross-examination?
to be very, very candid about things also, we had our targets for the first week, especially with witnesses that we thought were not as vital as others. We had targets. We feel that we met those targets. Now, as to how the public received it, we also can't deny that when we read things online, no matter how much we try to block out the noise, I think it's important for us to also learn from comments because most are even constructive comments. So definitely, we took things into consideration. Maybe it's also because as litigants, we're so used to the court setting, and impeachment is a very different arena altogether.
It's like a teleserye, I'll be
Yes.
blunt. I mean, I've covered two. It's a lot of
Diba?
it's
Ibang klase. But
legal and TV series.
Opo, but ang parati ko sinasabi, every lawyer kasi has his or own style, no? But we're all learning from this. I think all of us, no, we've watched impeachment trials before, but we've never really been in it. So, will there be adjustments? Not major adjustments, but we do listen to what the public says, and siyempre there will be fine tuning here and there.
But you are one of the senior lawyers. I mean, will you be presenting or defending a major article?
Yes, I will be. I will be also cross-examining and directing our witnesses. But syempre, I work with a law firm also. So we have Attorney Sheila Sison as our lead counsel. It's important. When you have so many lawyers, you also have to worry about egos, diba? So what's good with our team is it's clear to us what our roles are, and we take our cue from our lead counsel. Of course, Attorney Fortun. She's been guiding. He's been meeting with us all the time. He's very concerned with every issue, and he's been there to tell us what to do and what not to do.
Siguro tinatanong ng ilan, it's up to you. Nasaan si Attorney Fortun?
Si Attorney Fortun kasi, to be honest, medyo semi-retired na talaga siya. So, but he's been very involved, to be honest. Maybe not in the courtroom setting, but he's very involved. No? He messages us all the time. We meet all the time with him, regular meetings. He's there. He's providing guidance. Sa ngayon, will he appear or not? Hindi ko pa masasagot. No? Hindi ko pa alam kung kailan. Pero kami naman kasi, we also, we also have our strategies pagdating dito, which I cannot disclose, but meron kaming kanya-kanyang toka. But what's important in our team is that everyone is apprised of everything. Because at any given day, baka pwede kaming mag-switch na ikaw na muna ang mag-argue dito, or ikaw na muna, you can take on this witness.
Now, Senator Mig Zubiri asked, this is the final question, asked, did at any point, did the Vice President issue a statement to say, in effect, ay joke lang yan, hindi yan totoo, or I didn't mean it. I remember that question from Senator Judge Mig Zubiri, to which your defense lawyer said, yes, sir, meron, but we will present it at the proper time. Attorney Ligutan was here and said, if the Vice President didn't mean that threat, di dapat may video na lumabas to say, I didn't mean that.
Maybe not in the words na joke lang yan or anything like that, but we do have evidence, in fact even a video I think, to show na what she really intended at that time, and that's something we will present in the future without disclosing which video that is. But we're ready with that. We're ready with, hindi naman dun sa context na, ay joke lang yan.
Hindi
naman ganon. But that will show na kung ano yung pinanggalingan niya nung panahon na yon, at na hindi banta yung intention.
So I think doon sa unang article, malinaw sa depensa na ito, hindi yun banta. Kasi ang prosecution, kahit na sinabi lang ang banta, krimen na yon. Sa inyo, hindi nga yun banta. Yun ang punto nyo.
Yes, the characterization mismo of, amongst other things, no? One, we need to show context. Second, yung characterization na banta mismo yun yung sinasabi namin, yan yung issue. No, na hindi porket may nasabi na ganon, makukonclude na natin na nagbanta siya.
Okay. I asked Attorney Ligutan this also before we go. So what was your experience like? I mean, you've always been in the public eye somehow when you were in DepEd. You were always interviewed. But, I mean, seriously, the impeachment trial to go on and present, right? Why a subpoena should not be issued. What was that like for you?
To be honest, overwhelming, diba? Kasi it's a different arena altogether. And why? Because you also have to speak to the public aside from just the legal, calisthenics of arguing all these things. You also
Yung
have to
mga
speak to
legal
the public.
terms na turn off ang publiko. At sobrang mabigat.
And hindi ka maintindihan. So ano pa yung point na oral argument ka doon kung wala namang nakaintindi sa'yo. So I had to adjust from the normal court setting and maybe I can share this with you, Ms. Karen. Sometimes in cross-examination or in arguments, in the regular court setting, you can leave something hanging because you know that the judge knows where you're going. Diba? Pero dito sa impeachment, hindi pwedeng ganun eh. Dapat sinasara mo yung argument mo. Diba? Dapat nakukuha mo yung point mo at nasasabi mo yung point mo para makita ng publiko, yun yung point niya. Kasi sa normal court setting, magtatanong lang kami ng tanong, kahit na hindi namin binibigay ano yung punto nun, alam naman ng judge eh.
Kaya nung nag-cross-examine si Presiding Officer Cheese Escudero, pag ino-object naman ng prosecution, sabi niya, Counsel, I know where you're going, but get direct to the point.
Yes, because that helps. When you get direct to the point. Kasi alam naman natin yung viewership bumabagsak din eh. Diba? I think that was one of the, it matters, no? So, yung interest ng public. So, maybe because sobrang technical yung first few days, authentication of documents and whatnot. So kami, as spokespersons, whether myself or I think I even saw the prosecution, we try to explain to the public bakit kailangan nito. But sa susunod na araw, darating rin yung oras na makikita nyo talaga yung kumbaga posisyon. But that's something where lawyers have to adjust. Because yun nga, we can't just expect that the public would know where we're driving, what the point is that we're trying to make. So, yun yung, I think, but it's overwhelming, but at the same time, enjoying the experience also. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So, enjoying the experience, and I think we have a really good relationship with the prosecution in a way na trabaho lang talaga yung ginagawa namin.
Well, on that note, Attorney Michael Poa, I have to say, whether prosecution or defense, you're all a part of history. That's one thing. From the era of Corona to this impeachment trial, all the lawyers at some point can claim that I was part of an impeachment trial.
It's really a privilege and an honor to do so.
Thank you so much, Attorney Michael